Leadership. Going back to a couple of videos I posted even earlier, when I was in Anointed Song, a band that, long story short, it consisted of family members, friends from other ministries, other churches, and that's the group we had at the time. And we did a little bit of traveling, but long story short, when I had the band, and I mentioned this in maybe 2 or 3 of my previous videos on TikTok or wherever, when we first started, I didn't know we were going to be a group, didn't know we were going to be a band. It was just an idea. And God gave me people to ask, did they want to be a part of the idea? It really was a vision. I didn't understand the technicalities. I just know God showed me something and he told me who to ask to be a part of it. We did it one time, it was a hit, and then from that point on, it's like I know we were doing outreaches, we would be outside late at night playing in the hoods till like 11 o'clock, whatever, Huntersville Park Plays. Then it became, we were an instrumental band that also had vocals. And then my sisters had their group, the Webb sisters, right? So in a nutshell, at that point in time, because it was so new and we became a band, during those whole first few years, I was actually the treasurer, the visionary, the manager, drummer, and became a part of the promotion and marketing, having probably the biggest role in that. And here's another thing. I didn't have a car. I walked from place to place. When I did have a car, they were given to me, right? It wasn't like going to a dealership and buying it. I was still young. I was in my 20s. I went back to college. At one point, I was in college, staying at school, working overnight at one point, full time. And I was at the church 3 to 4 days a week, and still had to rehearse with the band once a week. So while working through school, and then whatever else God, and plus the church will have events too. So I'm saying all that to say this: when you are in leadership, it comes with responsibility. It comes with leading people and pointing them in the right direction, because somebody is always watching you. Even when you say, I'm not a role model, you still are. Being a good leader also means, even when you're frustrated with people not doing what they should, value and treat people, love them the way you love yourself. And if you don't know how to love yourself, that could be a problem. So then you have to go to God and say, God, teach me how to love me the way you love me, and teach me how to love them the way you love them. And this is for anything, whether you're being owner of a business, a husband, a father, a spouse, starting a business, starting a ministry, leading a ministry, youth, whatever, organization, nonprofit, whatever it is you're trying to do. Being aware that people really don't have to hang with you. They don't have to be a part of what you're doing, but they chose to. And you don't owe them anything, but at the same time, you love them. And because you love them, you value their time, their sacrifice, everything that they're putting into it, their gifts, their talents. It's not to be looked upon as being something, oh, well, you should just do it anyway. They don't have to be there with you doing it, though. You understand what I'm saying? Like, what they're contributing is because a lot of times, sometimes people just believe in you. But sometimes people are just there for the vision. Maybe you're the thing at that moment, at that place in time. And when it's over, those people will be gone. But you still have to remember they all play a role. They're all valuable to God. Why? Because they're human beings just like you. You're not more important than them, and they are not more important than you. You're just a visionary who God has chosen to lead people in the right direction. God is love, pure, not violent, not selfish, not racist, not sexually immoral, not selfish, not prideful. And he rather give mercy than justice, but he does bring perfect justice too. So if we truly love, meaning sacrifice, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him should not perish but have eternal everlasting life. If we believe in Jesus, we will have everlasting life. The Son, the Word, who was God, who is God, one with the Father and Holy Spirit. And here's the thing. You should love the Lord your God with all your heart. Treasure and value him with all your heart. First and foremost, with all your heart. Deepest within you, with all your soul, all that you are within. Even put your emotions into God, your feelings and heart into God, right? And with all your mind, even our thinking, we should be thinking right in our thoughts. Why? Because God is watching us. Obey God in your thoughts. Obey God with my words. Say the right things to people. I don't have to cuss nobody out and call them out their name, right? I don't have to manipulate, and I shouldn't be beating up people, right? A man doesn't love a woman when he beats her, and vice versa. We don't love our children if we are molesting them or incesting them or doing things to them. That's the opposite of love. That's obvious. So when we love our neighbor as ourselves, when we love the people who are serving with us, when we love those that we have leadership over, it makes us an even better leader. Creating an atmosphere of pure family in your work environment, highly respecting everybody around you, even if you're in leadership and training them, leading them and all that, will cause you to excel. Leadership. Considering that people, when they come to an event, come to practice, go somewhere where you're hosting something or having something, they don't have to be there with you. They don't. Instead of waiting till, for example, instead of waiting until the last minute to say, hey, we're going to do this and that. Wait a minute. These people have jobs, they have families, they have churches, they have their own ministry, whatever. Let me give them a heads up. Even if I'm not sure, the instant I know that there's a potential for something to happen on this day or that day, send them the information, date, time, and place. Right? So they can logically be prepare for what could be or what is to come. Now, if they don't do that, that's on them. But a good leader has to think in terms of what is best for my people. Not just me, but what is best for them. So these are the things that I learned when leading people, leading ministries, working in finance when I had teams, in different places I've worked at, where I've lived, where I've volunteered at. You gotta learn to love people. And this is his commandment. We must believe in the name of his Son, Jesus Christ, and love, value, cherish, esteem one another as he commanded us. Not the way I want to and feel like. Not what I define love to be, but the way he has commanded us. Why? Because he, God, Jesus, is love. Have a blessed day in the Lord.